Come and get started on a new mission, a new direction, a new intention. Welcome to 5.8G Alive at Connections 50 Plus. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, catering to all your prospects in the third act of life.
Economic well-being, social gratification, personal fulfillment.
Join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Connections 50 Plus Facebook page, YouTube channel,
and on Gael the Caribbean.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Connections with the Plus 5.8G Alive. I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, one of the co-creators of Connections with the Plus, and with me on the show, as usual, is my colleague.
Hi, and good evening, everyone. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite, the other co-creator of Connections 50 Plus. How's everybody going?
So, Terry-Ann, I'm in a good spirit coming off of our picnic. It was so lovely. So I'd love us to start by, just sharing and telling you, the audience, how it went and how much fun we had.
Definitely. It's always nice to be out in the outdoors, What
Yes.
made it special to you, Jennifer?
Let me tell you what was special. As usual, I love the outdoors and I love gardening. I love gardening. So anything to do, being outdoors, being in a garden, surrounded by trees and flowers and plants, just the greenery, nature. That's great for me. What stood out the most on that day was the actual nature collage, watching everyone doing their thing. That stood out a lot for me.
Yeah. No, that was interesting. People get a chance to bring out their creativity. And well, I'm the rowdy of the two. So I love those spontaneous singing along. The singing songs and Meg Ramey, Miss Minstrel, Meg Ramey, bringing us to all the old songs, the classics, and the calypso and the parang, and you're on the hill just rolling along, and I thought that act of camaraderie, where everyone
Yes.
just connected with each other and really just relaxed and chilled, and we even had the little stretch session with Cindy, so it really, I love the fact that people really connected with each other. We truly connected because we had so many newcomers showing up. So many people came on their own, which many people still, there's really no reason to say, I don't have anybody to come with. So many people came on their own and made friends, so that our name is Connections 50 Plus, and it was a really great time connecting and celebrating life. So I love that most about it. I loved it.
You know what was great too? How we started was Christmas in October, and you always singing the Christmas songs, down the jingle bells. So that put everybody in such a beautiful mood, just sitting there, enjoying the breeze, relaxing. And what's great also, Terry-Ann, is that, they're allowed to do their own thing. As long you have a peaceful, atmosphere where you could sit, chat, and just as you said, you come together and you make friends and you sing, you dance, you do whatever. That was really, really something. And the feedback we got after, I mean, everyone spoke about being able to free up, to relax. And many again haven't been to the Botanical Garden for years. Some said as a child they went as children. But you know, so being back there, enjoying that atmosphere is really something for them.
Great, great. No, it was good. Outdoors, meeting people, sharing your food. And we
Yes.
weren't quiet. We weren't quiet. We were loud. We were loud. Our singing was loud. And we had a great, great time. So we
Yes.
had just take a glimpse at some of the memories of our botanical picnic and free up. So let's take a look and then we get on the other side.
We are here in nature, having a day off, a day out, to just find the child in us. In the Botanical Gardens. I can pop up.
Mama tell me, since a baby, don't pass people just so. When you into they go, don't play proudy. Tell them how they.
Well, I'm discovering
What's the reason?
what I didn't know before.
Then she tell
I'm
me,
trying something artistic. I'm trying to be creative. You see what the end is.
I have not decided yet. When I put everything together, I'll decide.
The finished products. I am all excited to see what it come out like. Okay?
My browns and my greens and my whites. I'm going to look for some others.
I just started. It's supposed to be a garden. But I got flowers. These are my flowers to put in it. So I'm going to put this somewhere around.
bound together, one another. Nothing could separate.
Hey, Connection 50 Plus in the Botanical Gardens.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
In the
God.
garden.
I am so relaxed. Boy, I'm bringing people here next time.
When he building or she planting, everybody helping, no money ain't passing. It's tradition on the island. Nowhere else that I know is like sweet Tobago. They say, all of we is one family. True. All of we is one family. True. All of we is one family. All of we is one family. Roll and tumble, roll and tumble, roll and tumble. Let me take together. Down right, round right, move right. Let me jump to go. When we walking, are we loving? Going from dusk to dawn, rubbing shoulder, all together.
Tarian, we're in the last quarter.
We in
October,
Christmas quarter.
November,
We in Christmas
December.
quarter.
The quarter with festivities, you know. It's about going out there and enjoying yourself. So whether whether you're into Christmas, you're into Carnival, you're into just going by the beach, you're into just hanging, this quarter is a quarter of festivities, you know. So we start in the festivities with Diwali, and then we're going into Christmas, and then what else? We going into Carnival celebrations.
Well, we've started Parang.
The pre-season.
We've started Parang, then we'll go into Diwali, then we'll start pre-Soka, then we'll go back to Christmas, then we will get Soka Parang, then we'll get Christmas, and then we'll get back into Soka and Kaiso, and then into Carnival. So it's a good for you who are not Trinidadians. I hope you were able to follow that wave. It's the way we integrate our multicultural status. Multiculturalism is giving the world a lot of trouble right now, but we have it down pat.
Plenty dancing, singing, and celebrating. Yeah.
Just wonderful, wonderful feelings. So Jennifer, what are you looking forward to? What are you looking forward to? So this wonderful quarter. I could call it wonderful because I like the season. So
I start with the planning what I'm doing for the Christmas. And again, looking around and say what I like to do something special for Christmas. What it is, move around the furniture, what is this to do some painting. Just going window shopping, having your music on. You know, not all the time I would have music on, but around this time I make sure I'm hearing the Christmas carols and the parang and things. That just puts me in a great mood. So I've started actually. I've started doing that. I started looking around and seeing if I should change around the colors or what decorations I should use on the outside. So that's one in planning. I don't, unlike you, I don't go on the food side. So in terms of, those who like to look at how many cakes they may be making or the whatever, the food that they're planning, what menu, etc. That's not me. That's last minute. But yeah, so that's it in terms of the Christmas. I'm not into Richie Carnival time yet because I don't longer actually participate by playing mass, but I like going to all the shows and I like going to some of the fetes, and I have seen the fetes being advertised already, So I may look at that later on, but my focus is on planning for Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Everybody knows. If you know me, Christmas is the house has been the Christmas tree will celebrate its 7th year of continuous hanging this year. We know it's Christmas because I plug in the electricity. So it will celebrate 7th year, and nothing really happens with the house. The house stays as it is, but the mood of the house changes significantly with the sounds and the noises and the family. We're going to have a lot of family here this year. So the house is going to be buzzing. And I think for the last two or three Christmases, I catered my meal. No. After that year when I ended up flat on my back, I catered my meal. I planned it very closely with my dear friend, my caterer. And it's all about people coming together and really eat, drink, have fun, laugh, talk, and just be great. And I think this year we're going to have a special event on New Year's Day. One of my nephews is getting married, so the family has that to look forward to, and that expects to be a really, 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 really nice time. So Christmas is going to be a mix up of lots of family being here, coming home for Christmas. Food, 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 drinks, 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 music, 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 music. So it will all be a lot of fun. I am starting to get really, really excited. I'm hearing the music and I am just anticipating all of the laughter, all of the fun.
Yeah.
The house will stand up, but we will have a lot of fun there. And then after that, I will start to think about Carnival, which will be another really, really great. Lots of family coming, Jennifer, on our side. So we're going to be full of visitors, full of visitors. So, well, not visitors, family returning home, both for Christmas and the Carnival. So I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. So
Great.
I had a.
No,
Mhm.
normally during this time to this quarter, many people look at planning for the new year. Right. So they take this opportunity, and it is a good time to, we're talking here, we plan because we are Christmas carnival people. We talk a lot about what we're doing in terms of enjoying both Christmas carnival. But it's also a quarter where you take time to look at the things that you would have achieved or didn't achieve, but what you would like, how you would like to start the year. Because in planning for the next year, you shouldn't really wait until December. It's good to start like now. At least you have about 3 months in which to look at how things went for the last couple of months, what you may want to do differently, how you would want to do it. Because it takes a lot of time to sit and really, and I don't want to even set goals, but look at your life and see, well, okay, how do I want to live my life? Especially us who are this stage where you say, well, now I'm referring to myself as a senior. Some people wouldn't don't refer to themselves as seniors, even if they cross the 60s or the 70s. But we at this stage, it is important for us to look and see what we're doing to make our life happy, to really I would say, like, I have started, and let me say this too. And I just started, I bought the new journal last week, and I decided, from the 1st of October, I'm going to start a gratitude journal because I've read about it. I normally journal, but this particular theme I'm doing is just gratitude. And I have started, and really, in doing a gratitude journal, it keeps you in that positive mood. So you're focusing what you're grateful for, what's happening around you, and not the things that you're not happy with. So that's what I have actually started doing, that gratitude journal. Um, so for our audience who listening in, maybe you could look at, not everybody want to set goals for the new year. As I said before, I no longer set goals. I feel at this stage I'm taking it more as things come. Um, so you may want to look, there are so many different ways that you can prepare for the new year. You can start preparing. Outside doing a journal, you could decide, what hobbies you want to take up. Something that you always wanted to do, and for some reason you may not have started, you could start looking at what it is you really want to do and what are the things you may have to start putting in place. Maybe you want to have it effective from January as against right now, but you're looking in the future as to the things that you can do differently, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a cost to it, because many times we are hindered when we talk about cost and we say we don't have money, and you get all depressed or frustrated. So look outside the box. And I think that is a nice way to keep you going and looking forward for the new year, for the next quarter, the first quarter of 2026.
Yeah. Well, as I told people the other day, my New Year started on the 1st of October.
Yeah.
I can't pause between December and January to plan. The plan is for this 6-month period, and then I'll pause and I'll do the next 6-month period. But it's what you're saying is true, and coming off of what we've been saying for the last couple of weeks is that I have decided my purpose, my way is for me to be happy. That decision has been made. And, it's really execution now. And I think it's important for some people, may journaling may be a great benefit and so on. But I think I have very, very clear in my mind what I must feel like. And I am going the way of spontaneity. I know
Right.
I know what I want to feel like. I know what I like and what I don't like. And I have decided, and I made this decision a couple of months ago, as I said, when my last son told me, "Yes, mommy, I'm finished with the degree now." I gave you a joke that day. I felt like I could get up and flee. And I think that was my New Year's Day, Jennifer. I think that was my New Year's Day. So I am to have the experiences that I love, that I want. Of course, it is not reckless and it is not any abandonment, but the focus is deepening relationships, family relationships, relationships that make me smile, that help me to grow, and enjoying this beautiful, beautiful period. I know that many people take the New Year's as a starting point. It's so
Yeah.
symbolic because it's the beginning of a new year, a new month, and things like that. But I have decided New Year started on the 1st of October. I planned in September, and by the end of March, I will start planning for the next 6 months while I wait to start over again. It may sound a bit reckless, but I really do think that that is how I am maintaining my energy, how I will maintain my joyful spirit. And with those things, I don't say that negatives will not happen. It's life. Things will happen that you don't like, that are not in your plan. But I think how you approach it, embrace it. I don't plan to fight anything. If I don't like it and it's there, as I said, all right, can I fix this? Can I fix it? Leave it alone. If it's in my way and it's not moving, I will step aside and go somewhere else that I'm happy. It may sound trivial. It may sound like, yeah, Taran could say that if she wants to, but deep in my heart, that's how I look at life moving forward now. I really don't think we have time to bother with things that weigh us down, you know? And you talked about gratitude. I think it's and that's how I live in gratitude, by appreciating this thing called life and those who are around me. And so if people see me being extra exuberant and all that. I'm not on anything. I'm not eating, drinking, or smelling anything. It's just that time and the way that I'm carrying it forward.
You mentioned, Tarian, about how you manage your energy. And I really want to expand on that some more. This week, within a conversation, and I found that one of the persons, it was a lot of complaining, and the complaint, wasn't about her personal situation so much. It was about somebody else's that they were relating, but it was all very negative. And I said to myself, I didn't make any intrude or give my opinion. As I said, I'm learning, right? So I am really managing my energy. And I thought one of the things you could do for those who find themselves, your energy being depleted, or you can't even start thinking of, you have people say, I can't even start thinking of next year. So many things has been happening. But if we change your conversation, it would make a difference. And so, for instance, when someone is just negative right through and only focusing on all what is happening around the world, Trinidad, Tobago, and everywhere else, and not on themselves or their personal family situation, um, it really creates that this I would say discomfort within you. Your energy will be low. And to increase that energy level, you really have to think in terms of look for solution, look for ways that would make you, a happier person. Let me put it like that. So yeah, we could look at changing that as one thing. Say, well, as of next month, as November, as of October, I'm gonna pay more attention to what I say, the words I use, as you say, reframe your words, and it would make a difference in terms of how you manage your energy. And we normally would say in situations where it's very toxic that you remove yourselves. That's a fact. So we can look at different ways to do things to manage that energy and live the life that you really want to, especially at this stage. At this stage, we don't want to be bogged down with too many problems, especially when they're not ours. Yeah?
I think that is the most important thing. I really do believe, and I'll say it again, my purpose is my happiness, and my happiness, my internal happiness radiates out and affects those around me. So,
Yeah.
one thing that will not happen, and I am not allowing to happen, is anyone's negative energy to get into me. If you come into my aura, you will have no room for your negative energy. But if you're one of those people who your negativity is so heavy, and I talk about negativity about things that you cannot control, things that
Yeah.
have nothing to do directly with you, things that essentially mean you're macroing somebody's business. If that is the energy you have built and worked on maintaining, I step away from you. I leave you over there. And I make it very clear that if you're coming around me, especially at this time, you have to leave that. Otherwise, stay away. And I think, Jennifer, we at Connections 50 Plus, we talk about the tribe, about caring. We manage groups of people. We manage groups, we bring groups together. We have our WhatsApp group, we have Facebook, and we have social media platforms. And so often, in spite of our stated intent, our best efforts, you see that big, heavy dragon stone coming, weighing down everything, deliberately resisting the positive vibes.
Yes.
And you see the participation that seems to be saying, I see what you are trying to do, but I am not participating. I am not getting into it. I am objecting to it. I am going counter to it. My my view is not to convince anyone to come along with what we are saying here. This is a perspective that we have curated that we believe brings joy to people like us. And I think if there are people who do not want joy, do not want these things, then the kind of people we are, the things we do, it's not for them. And certainly they could stay around, but I will not let them contaminate the energy, the positive energy, the joyous energy, and the happy energy that we've curated. And I think that's really the only thing you can do. Otherwise, we're taking ourselves back to raising children. I really do believe that if you have people who, you talk about a gratitude journal. If you've lived for 50, 60, 70 years and there is nothing in your life to give you joy or to focus on, then I truly empathize with you. And I have to say, with deepest regret, I cannot help you. Because I think even the person in the most difficult of situations, the fact that you woken up in the morning, and if you look up, you will see God's sky. You will see the blue sky and the sun and the birds and the trees. You will see those things. And even if everything else is a mess, you can take 2 minutes and experience some joy. But if you choose not to do that, then what I could do, gouge out your eyes? I don't know. You know? So you can't spoil Christmas with a bad spirit around me.
Um, I want to share. I want to share a bit, some steps. As an energy coach, and being aware that many people don't focus their ages, they just live life. I want to just share, if I may say, some tips in terms of how we can go from the low energy to the high energy without getting without being too technical, just being very simple. And these steps would be like, so when we talk about managing your energy, what most people would like to have, and we say a high energy. And when we say high energy, this is not being physically fit. This is mentally fit. So you want to really be at a stage where you, as you would say, you're comfortable, you're happy with yourself, you're happy with life, and you're just being grateful. So that is being at more or less the high energy. You're at a low energy, in most times when you're at that low energy, it's caused by maybe illness, sad news, disappointment, hating on someone, all the negatives there. So that's a negative energy. And I would want to think that most people don't want to be in that space. I could be wrong, but I would like to think so. But for those who really haven't thought about their state of mind or look at the space they're in, should do so if they want to move away from that negative thinking, that negative energy. Because when you remain there, you just stop and get miserable. So, what you should do, and what I am just sharing some steps, is start noting the things that puts you in that high energy space, right? Whatever it is, whatever you do, or the things that you do that you feel very happy with. um it could be just you're going to service, you're going to a play, you're just walking, taking a walk, you're going to you're chatting with a friend, you're writing, you're journaling, whatever it is that gives you that high energy. And you note that. And on the other side, you note the things that make you feel down. And that could be many things. You know, if you get disappointing news, you're not happy with what's going on within your workplace, your household, your neighborhood. Um, you may be ill and you find you don't like how you're feeling. You know that because let me tell you, you could control that. You could control how you feeling about situations. But if you have it, if you're aware of what causing that negative energy and what creating the positive one, it would make a difference. You can actually take steps to become the person you want to become using that energy concept, using managing your energy, because I totally believe that being at that nice high energy space makes a difference in how you live your life. And I see it important in all different stages of life, but critical at our stage. Yeah.
Mhm. I also believe, Jennifer, that the well, first let me say that what you're saying is absolutely true for those who want to move from low to high energy.
Yeah.
That is so important. Those who want to move from low to high energy. But there are, in fact, persons who use low energy, which I refer to as negativity and criticism and lack of not cooperating with your community, just wanting to be the other. There are those who use that to get attention and to be noticed or to mask disappointments and stuff in their lives. And I think those two groups are different. Those two groups
Yeah.
are different. And we really must look at ourselves, and we don't need to discuss it with anybody. We need to say which side of the line that we're on. Are we feeding off of being low energy, pessimistic sourpusses who are not cooperating? Are we feeding off of that? And is it giving us something that we lack in some way? Or are we there, but definitely don't like it and want to move? And I think that is where the energy coaching can really, really work. Because I think we have to be practical and we have to be real about that, So, and everybody, just to save myself, everyone knows that Jennifer is the one that will go upstream and make sure everybody cross the river.
Yeah.
Terry-Ann will say, why are you still across there? I go, not nice.
But Terry-Ann, you wonder those that on that other side, if they will be honest with themselves, actually recognizing that that's how they are,
Oh, that's how they want to be. And if they are happy like that.
But if that's what they want to be, Terry-Ann,
Mm-hmm.
then changing, they just want to be like that and bring other people down with them.
No. That's where we have control. That's where we have control. So I'm saying there are two groups, the ones who want to be in that negative space and feel on it. And there are those who are there but really want to move out and want to be guided, who will make the effort. For those who are there, all right, they can be there, but we are all in control of what affects us. And I think that is the critical thing to managing your energy, whether you call it energy high, medium, or low, where you determine your energy must be on the spectrum of negative to positive, high to low, happy, sad. You are in control of where you want to settle. And it really doesn't, you might see somebody with an energy that you're attracted to, you'll move towards it. You see somebody with an energy that you're not interested in, you will stay away from it. It doesn't matter if the happy energy rejects you, then you go duplicate it somewhere else. If the negative energy is pulling you, move away. At the end of the day, this is really up to us. We really have to, we're the grown-ups in the room now, and we have less time before than after. Even if we say we live into 100, we have less time ahead of us than that has been behind us. And you don't have to be an unpleasant person. You don't have to be a bully, but you can be in control of yourself and deciding what you want around you, how you want it around you. And those who choose to want to be hypercritical or contrary, that might be a better word, Most of the people will just be contrary. They will just want to be contrary. The thing going down nice this way, and you want to go that way because you just want to be contrary. So if you want to be contrary by yourself. Don't join somebody's positive vibration. Those don't want to disrupt somebody's positive energy, happy energy, peaceful energy, chilling out energy with your contrariness. Go somewhere else with it. But I maintain that gives power to the other. I take all power unto myself to determine what is going to affect me. And you could be as contrary as you want to be. You are not changing my vibe. And I think that is something that that at this stage we must put as a priority. And let me say that it doesn't mean that we walk around caring for nobody. Of course, the people who are around you, you have to adapt to suit those that you love, but then you are still doing an act of love, an act of service for another person, which is consistent with a good vibe, which is consistent with good energy. But you could be dealing with a dying relative. You could be dealing with a dying parent. You could be dealing with a dying spouse, a dying friend, a dying child, but still have positive energy while you go through that, if you choose to. I sincerely believe that.
Ariane, here's a change I would love to see for our cohort moving into the new year. We are known as the silent generation. Everything is a secret for us. But also, I have found that we also don't, give praise to others. We tend not to compliment. We tend not to do things to make the other person feel good about themselves. We would prefer stay silent Now, in a situation, you may be asked anything, how things going? How was it? If you have been out of function, you may be asked, how was the function? And instead of hearing, it was great, everything was nice, and you tend to, the default verse would be to say something like, it was good, but it always a but whether is either but the music wasn't good, but they tend to throw in the negative. What I would love for our cohort moving forward is that we debunk that saying about we are the silent generation, and that saying that we don't like to compliment or say something to enhance a situation. Let's look at things differently and leave out that negative but. So anytime we're going to say but, we leave that out. We don't say anything there. And you just focus on the things that you're telling the truth. You're saying the things that made you happy. And if you go out and you can't find nothing at all, to make you feel good, then I will say then don't say anything at all to anybody. So this is my wish. I feel it will make a big difference to our community, our 50 plus tribe.
But don't you think that it's improving? Even if we look at our cohort, don't you think that that's improving somewhat?
I don't know about improving. You said something
It's happening.
earlier. We attract people.
Yeah. I probably just ignoring them.
Yeah, we attract people who come to our events or who we are surrounded by. They like the vibes that we give out. And when they come, we all get together. There is never a event or any sort of coming together with us where everybody will be happy, singing, dancing, just the vibes always great. And I believe that is because we attract those people. I don't think they're changing because there are many, many out there.
They are not my tribe. My view is they are not my tribe.
Right. So, but our tribe to me always like that. So I'm not saying I don't recall like they weren't like that and they have changed. I believe that that's always they always like that. And we know there are others who from outside watching in and they just.
And probably that's where they should stay because they don't have, that's why I said, those who want to move, this is a safe place to move to. But there are some that, and audience, Jennifer and myself, Jennifer never gives up on anyone. Jennifer will always go to fight. I draw a line. Say, that's too much trouble. You're taking away from my positive energy to go and mess with yours. But I really do think, Jennifer, that it's not a safe place. It's better than a safe place. This is an ideal place. If you want to be joyful, you want to be happy, you just want to live your life. You don't want to be defined by problems or by negative commentary or by criticizing other people and things. You don't want your life to be defined by that. Then this is the ideal place for you. So just leave where you are, if it is defined by that, and enter into this space and join us. Because as I said before, we are encountering it, Jennifer. Social media, every social platform, we look at it, all of the analysis says the world is getting angrier. It is getting more destructive. People are using social media, social platforms to to build lies and forcing other people to really use resources they don't have to compete. And I think that is putting a lot of pressure on people, but that is something we do not support and we don't do. So all of our content, all of our programs, whoever you are, wherever you are, however you are, just come, enjoy the vibe and have fun. And the people who are resistant like that, Jennifer, I'll send you with the Calvary, but I'm not coming with you.
I have two friends who live overseas, and I always send the photos or the video clips of our events. And they just, at every time, just, wow, they wish they were here. They have so much, they see us having so much fun. And everybody's so relaxed. And I get that, all the positive from them. And, the question is always, how do you all do it? And Terry Ann, you explained that because we doing it, we setting the stage.
We make choices. Yeah.
We created environment the way we want it, how we know we want to be happy and the things that we want to do. So we creating that environment and we just embracing everyone who wants to come, who thinking like us, who want to feel like that and experience that the different types of experiences that we offer to come join us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if you know you get a high of making people miserable or of criticizing every effort you see somebody doing to improve their community, improve life, to bring a smile to somebody else, then you may not find it very comfortable in our group because we just don't encourage it. We don't participate. We don't participate. So to me, the circle that I have is not at all like you would describe, and it is not because I think I live in a perfect world. It is that energy I don't keep around me at all. And I think that is the decision. We really do have to start looking at ourselves and what we are allowing. Jennifer, so many of us are allowing ourselves to be used and abused by others. We are allowing others to control our time, our resources, our emotions. We are denying of ourselves things that will make us happy because we are thinking of others who are very happy without us. And then when we are depleted and we have nothing for ourselves and no one is coming to comfort us and say, oh dear, and no one is coming to do that, we get more, we retreat more, we become sadder and things like that. All of that is on us, Jennifer. And just as it's on us to accept that, I think it's also on us to say no. And I know that there are instances where you cannot absolutely say no, that you have to, family commitments and so on, put you in a place where you have to compromise. But I think even in such dire circumstances, you can give yourself a break. If you don't step away and you are known for the person who at last who holding up the whole thing and you're holding it up good, everybody will leave it. Take the big stone and rest it down and walk away. I bet you somebody's going to pick it up for the while that you're away. And it's just that we don't want to take the risk of finding out that someone else can be a martyr too.
It's again, Terry Ann, is the awareness and being true to yourself. You mentioned that I will reach out, I'm one will reach out, but I am very, very clear in terms of I'm very intuitive. So if I choose to reach out to someone, immediately I would know if it's someone I feel is worth, you know, continuing whatever action I would want to take with them. You can, and you don't have to be a coach, you know that. When you talk to someone, your interaction, the first minute or so interacting with someone, Terry-Ann, you can pick up the vibes, huh? You really know, you can feel that person energy, whether they say, this is not somebody I want to relate to, or I am not standing here listening to that sad story because that's not making me feel good. What we have to learn to do is find ways to step away from a situation without feeling badly about it. And that doesn't, and you don't have to be in a conflict situation. There are ways that you can step away. And I think it is for us to be very aware of how we feel about situation, and that we don't have to be a martyr because we don't, everybody don't have to like us. And that's other thing, that we may remain in a situation or allow someone to treat us badly, because we want to be liked, you know, and that is going down, I would say, going down a negative road.
But now a wormhole. You can't come back up.
I'm trying to do it nicely.
No, I really do think that we are at the time of the year where nothing should be wrong. We are into Diwali. A couple of months ago we had Eid, we going into Christmas, all the you have Jewish festivals and Buddhists having a good time. And if you're not faith-based, you're just going into a period where music is so lively and so nice. And oh no, we need to just shake. And I don't for a minute mean that you forget all the challenges that you have. Your challenges are there. Life has challenges. You know, if you have no challenges, then you probably bored. You're probably bored or overstimulated. But we at this age, we have to decide what is our baseline mood? What do we feel inside at our baseline? And we have to know where the boundary is that we cut off and say, no, not today, not you. You're not coming to disturb me in that way. And we have to be prepared to walk away from if the negative sticky, we have to break and go. And leave it where it is. We definitely have to do that. I firmly believe that is what has to happen. You know, I assume I have one more year to live, and what a dragging big stone behind me for.
The other thing, Terry,
Especially the big stone resisting.
the other thing we could consider, depending on the situation, you could change the mood of a place or a situation, you know. You could, you know, my mom used to use that term, you could lighten up a bit, you know. So a situation that might be tense and you're uncomfortable, you could change that mood. If it is you feel you can't walk away, you could do something, say something, or you know, put
Or you
yourself
can
in
walk
a
away in
different.
your mind. You can walk away in your mind. I agree. I think our energy is managed by us. It's not managed by other people. You are totally in control of that energy field that you radiate, and you are in control of the energies you choose to absorb from other people?
You know, because a simple thing, Tarian, like at times you may feel uncomfortable or restless, especially if you're not feeling too well. And, I would look for the calming music and try and lie down and try, to meditate and put on the music. And you think of things that would keep you calm. You change your mood completely, and it could be in different situations. It may not be music, it may be something. I love an early morning walk. That clears my head. So you could say, hey, let me do something different to change that mood. It could be you alone, change that mood. But I want to repeat this. We have to be very conscious of how we feeling, what we saying, how things make us feel, how when someone says something to us, if we're uncomfortable, check it out and see why we may be uncomfortable, things like that. I think the awareness, consciousness of what we experiencing, it is important.
Absolutely agree. And I really hope that many of us, all of us, most of us will get into the mood of the spirit and understand that good spirits they occupy most of us, and we bring in other kinds of spirits to displace them. Oh, and it's all within our power. It's all within our power. We need to understand that. And if we find ourselves going down the road in the wrong way, then as Jennifer said, there are things you can do to distract yourself and to bring yourself to a different space. But I think the more dangerous thing is when we allow other people to change our moods. If I get up and I don't feel well, it's you have many things. Just look at the sky, look at nature, do whatever it is. As you said, you can do so many things to fix yourself, but I think the really dangerous thing is when other people begin playing with our heads and convincing us or causing us to question and doubt whether we are as happy, as relaxed, as calm, as contented as we say we are. It's not for other people to say that,
Tarian, we call that gremlins. The gremlins is in your head telling you, don't do this, and
Yeah,
all
they're
the
not in
negative.
your head. The ones that outside talking at you.
You have the gremlins in your head, but you have the gremlins people also.
Yeah.
But you just term it, they are all gremlins.
Yeah. So we really hope that you're getting ready and we leave you upbeat and looking forward to Diwali. If you started fasting with all the different feasts that you have, I won't embarrass myself by trying to name any. I'll do some research so that next week I could list some of the activities that are going on. If you're practicing for your parang, if you're practicing for soca, if you're cleaning, you're making ham, you're putting fruits to soak, you're looking to get curtain, you're buying varnish, you're buying paint, all the things that are involved in all of our seasons. I just say, just remember to do it with tremendous joy, tremendous joy. And have a great, great New Year from all now. New Year's is not the 1st of January. New Year's is the 1st of October. For me.
So yeah, I would say, use this quarter to reflect and to see all the different things that you could do to live life the way you want to. Remain in that good spirit, yeah, for this season.
Great. So see you next week. Bye.
50 Plus tribe and followers from Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye for now.